Nothing, except perhaps the landing of a flying saucer in one's backyard, is quite so disruptive of everyday life as the discovery of sunken treasure. There are very few people in the world who can confirm this, but by a series of most unlikely events, I happen to be among them. Sunken treasure. No words in the language hold more magic. Who hasn't dreamed at some time or other of diving into one of the lost galleons of the Spanish Main, loaded with its precious cargo of gold and silver? Millions, no, billions of dollars worth of treasure lies at the bottom of the sea, buried beneath the coral of centuries. I had no idea in March 1961 that I'd experienced the magic of treasure diving. Yet as a beginning scuba diver in the first stages of underwater exploration during the 50s, I suppose the chance wasn't so remote after all. Paradoxically, my interest in diving is entirely due to my interest in space travel. I realized, when the snorkeling started as a popular hobby back in the late 40s, I guess, that underwater I could experience most of the sensations of weightlessness, which is, of course, a chief characteristic of spaceflight. So I instantly started to learn snorkeling, and then I got an aqualung, and eventually that's what led me here. But it was entirely because of my space interest, and because I wanted to experience weightlessness.
Now, the things that you can do in space and the way of tackling it is very different from on Earth. And he used to try to emulate what was going to be necessary in space. For instance, if you want to open the door here, you put your hand to the door and you pull the lever or turn the handle, because in effect you're pressing against the ground. If you do that in space, the lever doesn't move down, you simply move in the opposite direction. And there were lots of operations like that which he visualized and tested underwater so that he could describe authentically what they were going to be like. And that's why, in many years later, his books and his writings were copied absolutely in space. And of course, later on, the astronauts practiced these same things in a special pool that was made for them in Huntsville.